one final thing. One final thing here. I want to get to this other point that was made by our good brother at the African Insider. So he started reporting several weeks ago about this this memorandum of understanding that was signed between Rwanda and the European Union for Rwanda to provide metals. These the three T's, the tungsten, tin, and tantalum, which come from coltan, along with the cobalt, copper, and these other essential minerals that these capitalist industries need in order to function. And so they signed this memorandum with Rwanda, not with Congo. And so there was an article in Al Jazeera that says it turns out that Rwanda is a country that exports more than it mines. How do you export more than you mine? In fact, Rwanda may not even have some of these minerals that they are exporting. Vast amounts of minerals like coltan and gold are smuggled from the war-ravaged DRC to Rwanda, where they enter global supply chains. The racket has been extensively documented by United Nations experts reporting on the DRC war, a spillover from the Rwanda genocide, which has dragged on for nearly 3 decades. The outside world has largely ignored. In a statement, the EU's foreign policy chief wrote on behalf of the EU that it is extremely concerned about the escalation of violence in the eastern part of the DRC and the worsening of the humanitarian situation, exposing millions of people to human rights abuses, including displacement, deprivation, gender-based violence. Rwanda's involvement in the DRC is well known. The MOU establishes close cooperation between the EU and Rwanda in 5 areas concerning raw materials that are important to the EU's action plan on critical raw materials. It signals both parties' intention to strengthen their partnership for closer integration of raw materials. So what happened is they signed this memorandum of understanding. Some human rights organizations in Europe raised some objections to it. And so then they released this statement claiming, now this is the EU, claiming that they were concerned about the violence that's been taking place, particularly in the Kivu provinces, North Kivu and South Kivu, where most of this violence is taking place, where there's reportedly 100 armed groups, but we know about a few of them. The most prominent of which is the March 23 movement. But the thing of it is this: when they signed the MOU with Rwanda, they already knew this was taking place. They already had access to the UN report on Rwanda's involvement, but they signed the MOU anyway with a country that exports more of these critical strategic minerals than it actually mines, which means what you're doing in signing the MOU with Rwanda is that you are in fact giving them the okay to continue supplying M23 and other groups to kill African people, seize control of these mines, and then ship the minerals out to Rwanda so that Rwanda can then supply the European Union countries, with these vital materials, for all of this, electronic green energy, quote unquote stuff. So the corruption is just thick all across the tribes of the North Atlantic, extending to the Zionist state. And our brother at the African Insider, The memorandum was signed in Brussels on February 19th by representatives of the European Union and the government of Rwanda. So when they signed the memorandum, they knew they already knew what was going on, and they knew that it was just they knew that by doing this, they were in fact facilitating the killing of African people. But that, of course, is of no concern to them. Only thing that's concerned that they're concerned about is reaping these massive profits so that they can, keep their industries afloat. And the other thing that Insider pointed out was that they're trying to position themselves for a world where they don't have access to the raw materials that Russia has and that China controls. See, the whole thing, this is really like the Cold War 2.0, where they are grappling to control, to have spheres of influence in various areas. And Africa has always been. Du Bois wrote the book, The World in Africa. Africa has always been. Right. Dr. Clark talked about this. It's always been the center of attention. And now with this, this EV and all of this technology, all of these devices, it's become even more the case. And so, we just wanted to bring that to our attention because we try to be on the leading edge of providing information for African people to expand their consciousness and then to do their own research and connect the dots. That's what we're doing here. We started with the protests at Morehouse, dealt with the coup, dealt with, the situation with Gertler and, and Biden and all of these criminals. And now with the EU and the MOU, it's all connected, basically, to continue the exploitation, oppression, and killing of African people.
Brother, thank you for providing us with that valuable information. Brothers and sisters, leave your comments down in the comment section. Subscribe and remember to give the video a thumbs up. And if you haven't, click the notification bell so that you'll receive updates when we post these videos. Until next time, a BB for Hodier.
A BB for Hodier.